All right. So our next part, this is one of my favorite parts as well. This is the improvised speech section that we like to call table topics. So the table topic master will give you a question and you will respond 1 to 2 minutes just right on the fly. So the benefit of this is if you have a interview or if your boss, comes in the elevator with you and wants to, discuss things, you have to think of things on the fly. So this is always a great portion. And like I said, pretty much everybody on the screen is more of a veteran than I am. So I'm explaining this because I just want to make sure that I'm doing the meeting properly, even though I'm sure y'all probably already know what to do. So the topic this I'm going to be the table topic master today, and the topics that I came up with were having to do with the once you get to December of a year, you always reflect on how the year went, and then you also look forward to the next year as well. So these are questions that are kind of revolving that, and so I have different questions that. So who would like to volunteer first?
Whatever.
Anyone?
Just call on all of us. You have time.
Yep, we all take
Okay.
a turn.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get Bert. Bert was waving his hand, so I'll go ahead and get him.
All right.
All right. So with 2020, didn't go as planned for a lot of people in the world. A lot of things changed. A lot of things were altered. What is one positive thing that came out of everything that happened in 2020 for you? Whether it was something positive, something happened to your family, professionally, personally. What's one positive thing that came out of 2020 for you, Bert?
Well, Mr. Table Topics Master, that's a very good question for this time of the year, particularly what we've been through. I think I've had a number of things change for me this year. And one of the things that drastically changed for me in my previous year that I got my DTM, I did 28 speeches. So far this year, I've done 36. It helped me finish a number of paths. And basically, it helped me get more organized with my Toastmasters. And it helped me visit a lot more clubs and be exposed to a lot more different ideas that otherwise I would never have known they existed. And for those reasons, I would say on that aspect of it, it's been a very, very good year for me. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bert. All right. And the next one is going to be for Kim. I haven't heard from Kim yet. She just said hello and I ain't heard her yet. So I want to hear her voice. All right. So Kim, the question for you is, as we close out the year 2020 and kind of the midpoint of the Toastmasters year, what are you looking forward to in 2021? And there's a goal that you would like to accomplish or work on in 2021? Kim.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. 2020 has been a journey for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed 2020. It's made me slow down a lot and enjoy the time that I do have at home and not having to be rushing around. So as I approach 2021, I don't know. We'll see. The first couple months hopefully will still be the same with everybody being at home, but the rest of the year, I don't know what it's going to bring. But as far as Toastmasters go, the first part of 2021 is going to be jam-packed with my role as the district leadership committee chair, and I will be able to interview and talk to a ton of people around our district and hopefully, inspire them to step up into leadership roles in the district. So area directors, division directors, and everyone. So I have a meeting Thursday with my committee, and it's a highlight of my week to talk to people around our district. And so from January to April, we'll be very busy. And then after April, I just hope to personally, work on my path. I'm at level 5 in one path, and I just started my second path. And so I really just hope to continue to grow and learn all I can about pathways so that I can continue to mentor people and help them grow in their Toastmasters journey. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. And the next is going to be for Paul. Paul, so this question is, was there anything in 2020 that you wish you had done or that you set out a goal for and wasn't able to do that you want to like transfer to the next year? Because I know with me, with the pandemic and staying home, I wish I had worked out more. I wouldn't have all these back problems that I'm having right now. But was there anything in 2020 that you just said like, man, I wish I would have took time to do that, and you know what, I'm gonna take advantage of this time and try to do that next year, Paul?
All right, the first thing I wish I would have done at the very beginning of 2020 is invested in technology such as Zoom, because I would be a very rich person right now. But that didn't happen. Okay, so this year to me, yeah, it's had its challenges, but it really hasn't been that bad. The thing that I miss most is going to see the grandkids as often as we typically do. We're leaving later this week, first of all, to help our son move in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and then heading to Wisconsin to see my daughter and grandkids and that family and see my sister in between time. But let's see, was there anything that I could do this year? You know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish just about anything you want, regardless what the situation is like. The one thing that I really miss is being able to meet with all the people at church. We do the Zoom thing and we did some outside worship, and we do have in-person worship, but we've had to double our services and put spacers between us, between the pews. It just doesn't seem the same, because afterwards you really want to talk to people. But yeah, you can do it outside, but if there's a first time guest, they take off and you miss them. Because I happen to be the person that was asked to organize like a welcoming effort. So I ordered some mugs, getting coffee from Vienna Coffee House, little bags, chocolate candy canes go along with our Bavarian chocolate coffee. It's really good. But trying to catch those people, it's really hard. So then the committee, I now have to double that because I have to figure out who's going to early or late. Those are challenges, but it's okay. We'll find a new way. I just I try to keep it as positive as I possibly can, and I value the fact that we focus our attention more on the important things now. It isn't so busy right now, and that's okay with me. Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Paul. All right, and last and definitely not least, Miss Heidi White. My question for you is, and so a lot of times in Toastmasters meetings, we'll hear something or we'll have like a aha moment where you're just like, okay, I didn't realize that about myself, or I didn't realize I had the potential to do something or a certain thing. Was there something in 2020 where you just said, you know what, wow, I can't, this is my aha moment. This is something that I either realized I had the potential to do or something that, I have set a goal for. What was that aha moment in 2020 for you, Heidi White?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. For me, it was several different things that led to the moment that my career is where it needs to be right now, and that I can work from home if I ever needed to. Early on in the pandemic, because I was still kind of new at Cracker Barrel, I had started last June and really was trying to still get into what is my role when the pandemic happened. So when we were all separated, I felt very disconnected from the attorneys I work with. I felt like I was being underused and used more as an administrative assistant than a paralegal or contracts manager. And it was difficult for me to be able to go to my boss and say these things because everything was just so crazy. We were laying employees off. I needed to be thankful for my job, but I was worried if I was only an administrator, would I be another one that's unemployed? And a conversation with my boss made me realize the reason they weren't calling me every day, emailing me every day. And during a conversation where they said, we don't know what you're working on, had nothing to do with them thinking I was incapable of doing my job, but instead the opposite. They told me that I was so strong that they did not need to micromanage me. They knew that I was taking care of everything I needed to do. And my boss did step in and make sure that I was not being underutilized. So I was able to really show the work I could do. And during this time, and I'm not trying to brag, but I didn't ask for any of this. I was actually given a raise, not in lieu of the one that I got in November, but just an extra kind of bonus because I'm not eligible for bonuses. And the company decided that because of my hard work, that I would get this raise during this time. So I think for me, it was just kind of proving that I was in the right place in my career, that I am disciplined enough to have the title of contract manager and really prove myself during this time. Mr. Topic Master.
Thank you, Heidi. So I know who's gonna buy me lunch when we get back, meeting again. No, that's awesome. The reason why I chose that topic is, like I said, usually around December, when it gets around Christmas, that's when you start reflecting on the previous year and looking forward to the next year. So this year has been totally opposite of what I thought on January 1st, 2020. I didn't think all this was going to happen. And, a lot of things, really affected me personally and just showed me the importance of, working on yourself, spending time with family, and doing, working on goals and setting realistic goals. So I do appreciate everyone participating.